Okay, so I've got Brian's sourdough starter here, and first I'm just going to say I am a beginner at this, so I'm just taking you guys along with me on this journey. You may even teach me something, but from basically what I understand. What we do is we want to discard some of this, and then all we're doing when we feed it is just feeding it flour and water. So I'm going to discard, actually I'm going to take half a cup of this and put it into here. Okay, so here's his. It's all bubbly. It's actually really cool. It's definitely like a science experiment when I do it. I'm going to try to do it so you guys can see it. It's kind of like bubbly and weird. And from what I understand, it's really hard to kill a sourdough starter. Like, it might take more time for it to bubble up. You might have to feed it a few more times, but for the most part, like, it's pretty easy stuff. It's really not that hard. So I'm going to put a half a cup of my starter in here. And then this is literally discard. So we can use this to bake with, which it's really hard to throw it away because I feel like I grew this. I feel like this is like my baby. So I'm probably going to find something to make with it tonight. But you can just throw it away, or you can put it in the fridge or freeze it and use it later. But this goes away. We're now going to be working with this. Okay, so now I'm going to add a half a cup of, I do kind of like lukewarm-ish water, and I mix it until it's nice and milky. And then I'm going to add a cup of flour to this. And I am doing kind of a larger batch right now because I want to make a little more starter so I can make more bread, I guess. But these little cups, they're on Amazon. They are amazing. They just are kind of the perfect thing because obviously it's really hard to clean all this starter up. And so you can get your hand into this and clean it really easily. But it also just gives it room to grow instead of like when I was working with like mason jars at first and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't clean this and it's not enough room to grow. So we're gonna add half a cup of flour to this. Sorry, I meant a cup of flour. I just did 1/2 cup and now I'm doing the full cup, and now we just mix it. And then I also have the Ballerina Farm little stir, and it really is amazing. It's like the perfect stir that gets into all those crevices. I know. Smells like sourdough. I'll show you what it looks like when I get it all done mixed. So this is what it looks like. It's kind of doughy, gooey, but kind of thick as well. And then I always add a rubber band to where it is at so that we can really watch to see it grow. And I'll show you guys what this looks like in a little bit once it grows. But now you're gonna cover it, not like tight. You're just gonna wanna like cover it with like a towel or a paper towel or something light so that air can still kind of flow. So that it can feed and stuff, and then put it in kind of a warm place. I'll show you where I put mine. Alright, so let me show you what we got here. So this is my sourdough starter. I fed it and it's in here, and then this is Brian's, and then I put it in the microwave because we don't really use it a lot, and it keeps it safe and it's warm in here. And then I put a little bowl of like warm hot water because I feel like it makes it all like warm and moist in here, and I feel like it helps it grow. I don't know why we have separate starters still. I kind of think I need to combine them because I'm overfeeding both of them. I don't need this much sourdough, but I don't know. I don't want to kill either one of them because they're beautiful, and I don't know if I should combine them because that feels like that I shouldn't do that. So I don't know. I just keep feeding it, and that's it. One thing to keep in mind is that sourdough starter dries like concrete. Like, it literally has ruined some of my stuff. So, it hasn't ruined this, but like a little bit splashed up here, and it's literally just glued onto there. And so I try to wash everything as soon as possible because it'll stick to the wood, the glass, everything. And that's also why I switched to those larger cups, because it was impossible to get out of the little mason jars. So make sure you clean your stuff right away. Check that out. It's been 2 hours and they've already doubled, and I imagine by morning it may even be a little bit higher. Pretty crazy, right? It's all bubbly. That means it's active. It looks good.